Grant, back in action this week after a 2-week break due to internationals. How are we looking ahead of Saturday in terms of team news, availability?
Yeah, it's been a good chance for us to get some work into the group. Obviously, we didn't have Callum Elder and Matt Smith because of international duty. Really pleased to see Callum get his debut for Australia, so that was good. And Matt played in the first game, but didn't play in the second and the third. But it's been a good opportunity for us to get some work into the group. It's been a good opportunity to get some players back as well from the injury table, and we're looking a lot more healthier than we were for the Bournemouth game.
So what is the latest on those players who were injured?
Well, Malik Wilkes has been training now with the group for the last 10 days or so, which is great. Josh McGuinness is touch and go for the weekend. He's been doing some work with the conditioning coaches. So we'll see how Josh goes over the next couple of days. Hence why I obviously missed the Northern Ireland games. George Moncur is obviously back from suspension, which is great for us. So we're starting to get people back slowly but surely. Too soon for George Honeyman, but the week after, George will look into making his return, maybe for Blackburn or Sheffield United. So we're definitely looking stronger.
Alfie Jones, one other who missed the most recent game through injury. How is he?
Yeah, we've had a little problem with Alfie. Unfortunately, he came back. He was good. He obviously trained on the Friday before the Bournemouth game. We felt it wasn't worth the risk of using him in that game. But after that, I had a good couple of weeks training, and unfortunately, over the last couple of days, he's felt his thigh, something different. Not going to be a long one, but could possibly put him out of the weekend's game.
What work have you been doing over the last 2 weeks?
Well, it's given us an opportunity to work within our structure and what we want to do and how we want to play. It's also given us an opportunity to build on the fitness levels of the group. So it's been a worthwhile couple of weeks for us. It's been good to can try and get people back off the injury table, try and get obviously people back from suspension, which we've spoken about, and get a lot of work into the players, both tactically and technically, and also physically. So it's been a worthwhile 2 weeks for us.
You touched on Callum there, and a really proud moment for him to represent his country at senior level. And you've worked with Callum for quite a while, both at Hull City and at Peterborough as well. And must be really pleased for him to get that first cap under his belt.
Yeah, really pleased. I mean, he's flown halfway around the world for the 2 games. He was in speaking to us this morning about his journey. But it was amazing to see him coming on in the first game and win his first cap for Australia. What is he, 26, 27, Callum now? And, we were all disappointed at the back end of last season when he got injured against Charlton because he missed the summer games. But I said to him after that game, I said, keep playing the way you're playing. Another opportunity will come your way, and we're delighted for him. He's deserved that. His performances have been excellent over the past 2 years, maybe 2 and a bit years since I've been here anyway, and his standards are very high, both in training and in games, and he raises other people's standards for the way he goes about his business. So it was great for Callum. It's a great honour for him, and we're all delighted for him.
What will that do for him to earn those international honours?
Well, I mean, for Callum, it raises his profile, of course, and he's in the elite group there with the Australian national team. So Australia is a massive place for him to be, considered as outstanding and to go and win a cap as well. So, like I say, we're all delighted for him, as we are when all the boys go away and play for their national teams. But it was great to see Callum because it's been a long time coming, and it was I'm sure it was worth the wait for him.
Given the travelling, will he be available for this weekend's match?
Yeah, he trained today. Trained as normal today. He looked great. He's obviously may have a little bit of jet lag in terms of the 13, 14-hour flight. 2 flights he had actually coming back. So, he's adamant that he wanted to train. We had him down to do a little bit of light work with the conditioning coaches and break him back in gently. But Callum was adamant he wanted to train. That's the type of person he is. And he trained well. So, definitely in contention.
We had 5 league matches before the international break. We've got another 6 now before the next one. What are you hoping to see from your side in this block of games? Where can there be improvements?
Well, we just want to build off the last one. That's what we want to do. There's no point in looking back in terms of too far. I think what we've got to do is, take the bits and pieces and the good bits of the Bournemouth game and try and bring him into the next games that we have in front of us. And hopefully at the end of this block of 6 games, we're going to be in a better place, and in terms of the points total that we gather. So it's, every game's difficult. I'll say this all the time. It's a tough division. But we'll approach it one game at a time. The first one's obviously Swansea, which is going to be a tough task, but we're looking forward to the game, given the fact that we're starting to get more bodies back and there's more dilemmas in terms of a team that I pick or a bench that I pick. I'm having to leave 2 or 3 players back and not even travel with us, and maybe 2 or 3 players off the bench. So that's a dilemmas I like to have, and we like to have as a coaching staff, because that creates that, that real togetherness, but also that real drive for people to try and get into the fold and into the reckoning.
Swansea have got an identical record to ourselves, just 1 place below us. What have you made of them so far this season?
Well, they're obviously in a transitional period in terms of a new manager going into the club, and I'm sure again this couple of weeks has given them an opportunity to work in terms of what they want to do. Obviously, Russell has a very clear way of playing, as we've seen at MK Dons last season, and I'm sure he'll want to try and adapt that and bring that with him into the Swansea side. So hopefully, like I say, the 2 weeks has benefited us more than them, given the result of the game on Saturday, hopefully. But it's been a real good, for us, it's been a real good time for us to work with a group and on different aspects of what we want to do.
As you alluded to there, they play a high possession-based style. They like to work it from the back. How might that alter our approach to the game?
Yeah, well, we always have a game plan getting into a game. It's technically we've got to be spot on in what we do, and we've worked this week in terms of what we want to do. So the players will be very clear, and like I've always said to you, it's a real collaborative approach here. That we always analyse every team, and we sit down as a group of players, as a group of staff, and we attack it with a game plan that we think is going to work, and this will be no different.